Bad Education is directed by Corey Findlay and stars Hugh Jackman, Allison Janney, and Ray Romano, and a bunch of other amazing actors. And this is a new movie! Another new movie within this week. I missed when these were a thing. I've been in quarantine now for 6 weeks, and I was starting to miss what new movies felt like, so this is a nice change of pace. And this film is about one of the biggest embezzlement scams that took place in American history at this one school district in Long Island, New York, where a school superintendent and other people that worked there, millions of dollars were embezzled, and it made news after a while, after some reporters within the school themselves started to look into it, and they published an article, and then other major papers like the New York Times and others in the tri-state area got wind of it, and eventually it became international news. This is a film that I was interested in seeing for a few reasons. For one, just the talent involved behind it. Second, it's pretty timely. This is a film that's taking place very soon after the college admission scandal that took place, and that made international headlines. And also, this film is a new movie. It's just a new movie. I have to emphasize the fact that I missed what new movies felt like. Bad Education is a terrific film. It's a great exploration of how terrible things kind of got and how people who appear a certain way aren't all what they seem. This is one of those movies where they really try to make you look at it from the eyes of first of how the students view the superintendent and everybody else that is working at this in this district. What is so great about it is that they create a very sympathetic viewpoint. He's very open to kids. He's constantly speaking to them. He's constantly there for them. And he creates this very community-based image that makes you trust him at first, which is why when things start to happen later on, you are consistently betrayed by what you've seen so far and what it's eventually building to. And the same thing happens along with Allison Janney as well, because when you start off with her character, she starts off as someone who is, again, listening in, she's being there for people, and she's trying to help people out. There's a scene, however, later on in the film, where she has a conversation with someone who works there, and she says something, and right around there you start to notice things are not quite what they seem. Both of them give masterful performances in this movie, but Hugh Jackman in particular gives one of the best of his career. There's no knowing where he becomes this character because he just disappears into this role. And his performance is honestly Oscar worthy if they decide to nominate him, which at this point in time seems likely because there's not a lot of movies out in 2020 at the moment to give Academy Award nominations for, so make this happen, I suppose. Allison Janney is also really terrific in this movie, and again, she just disappears into this role. These two are powerhouse actors, and both of them do an amazing job. Ray Romano is also really good in this movie. He plays the principal at the school, and he also is just trying to make sense of everything that's going on here as things start to take a turn for the worst. And he portrays, again, a very nice image of just trying to showcase to us, just the kind of havoc that's on display. There is a girl in this movie named Rachel who is the reporter working at the school paper. She's the one who's investigating the story, but much like few other characters in some true stories, she's an amalgamation of many people that were in the school at the time. So she sort of represents the audience character, the person that we see this through and we sort of get behind. Her exploration of it made us involved in the story as well and sort of gave us a first-hand experience as if we were discovering this for the first time, like she was discovering it. This film is also wonderfully written. It's written by Mike Machowski, who was apparently a student during the time this happened. So there's a very first-hand experience going into this, and that makes for a very detailed, in-depth analysis because he can probably, layer out those school's workings to you. And I think he did a wonderful job of it. This movie really showcases the story really, really well. But one of the biggest themes about it is just this constant sense of betrayal and how people are just done, they're not what they seem. He is one of those people, Frank, the superintendent, and Kim, Allison Janney. They're both these kind of people who wouldn't have this sort of thing attached to them. So when things happen, it's one, at the same time it's devastating, and two, it just makes you feel so feel like these people are just horrible. And it's a terrible feeling to walk out of after watching this film. There is one issue that I do have with this movie though, and it's really the first act. Because when it starts off, it does take a while to get going in terms of a story. You don't quite know where it's headed. It has a lot of setup. Now, that's not terrible because what I mean by that is it does have a payoff later on. but I would have liked a little bit more in terms of perhaps trying to map out the story pretty early on. In fact, it takes about 25 minutes in that you really know where the story is going. Before that, it's kind of strange because you're kind of thinking to yourself, where's the story going? Is it about this person doing something wrong, or this happens, or what exactly is the end goal here? If you get a chance to see this film, do check it out. It's on HBO. It's a pretty solid film, or whatever subscription service you have that provides HBO content. Check it out via that, then let me know what you guys think about it. I'm gonna give Bad Education a 9 out of 10. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.